Hello, I'm Clay Brown, and today's Hebrew reading is in chapter 10 of Genesis, and we're going to read verses 10, 8, and 9 in the Hebrew and see if we can find something edifying in these passages. Oops, there we go. Genesis 10, 1. Ve'eleh toledot bane Noach, Shem, Ham, Wayefet, Waye, Waldu, Lahem, Banim, Ahar, Marbul. Now the passage that let's look first and read this in English now. And these, the generations of the sons of Noah: Shem, Ham, Japheth, and those born to them, the sons after or coming after the flood. All right, let's take and break this down into something a little more, single these out. The key word I want to look at here is toledot. Toledot. Toledot appears, roughly a dozen times in the book of Genesis. And I'd have to go back and look at the actual details, but many believe that this is a sign in the generations of is actually an ancient expression that goes back before Moses. And what is believed is that Moses was recorded Genesis based on pre-existing records that he had. And that's all based on, well, one most interesting argument I find is that this word toledot right here is an indicator that Moses was reading from recorded texts from an archive, a historical archive, if you will. It makes some sense in the fact that Moses would have had access as a member of the high court in Egypt. He would have had access to records and archives, and he was a learned man, so that he might have brought these with him. It was found, this sort of expression toledot was found by archaeologists around the turn of the century, 1900s, 18 to 1900s, where it was found in Egyptian or Babylonian and Syrian texts, where it would use this term toledot. So that's something to consider in the generations of. So now let's go a little further. The son, here we have a construct chain. You see that mokef, which makes it a construct chain. The sons of, construct chain is a genitive, so it would be of. Like, so when you have a construct chain, the first word, sons, then the mokef, just treat this dash like it's of Noah, sons of Noah, and then Shem, Ham, Japheth, and those born. Okay, here we have from the word for child, yalad, and then the state of being verb. It looks like there's a state of being verb, right, connected, but I don't know if I can say that is true. For now, let's just say that, get this erased just a little bit. let's just say that it is a, this is an indicator of a, right here, of a conversive vol, which is consistent with the fact that this is historical narrative. So born, this is a preposition, to, and then them, right? Pronoun. Born to them, the sons, right? Ba, and then im is plural, sons, and echar is after, and then hambul, the flood. Okay, next we're going to go to verse 8 of Genesis chapter 10. I'm going to do the Greek first, or the Hebrew first. Wekush yalad et Nimrod hu hachal lechot gebor ba'eretz. Let me change the color, and we're going to do it in English. And Cush begat Nimrod, he began to become great, or a great one. This is a noun, a great one on the earth. And now let's look at some more specifics. Just like in the verse 1 we did, you see this, yalad. Lad is, I think of lad as child, so begat, yalad, and is, I think of lad, he's a lad, so Cush begat him. Here's your direct object marker, or not your direct, yeah, here's your direct object marker. It's just simply a way of connecting. Begat, who was begotten? Nimrod, right? This doesn't really get pronounced in English. It's just there to connect the verb with the noun. And then this is the pronoun, he. My old Hebrew professor, not old, but my Hebrew professor or teacher used to always say, she'd always remember he and she was who is he, and she, or he is she. I don't know if that helps you at all or not. I just remember, I just think of her every time I think of that that pronoun. Let me go back now. I get lost here like I tend to do sometimes. And then Chechul began to, there's that preposition again, appears at the beginning of many words, to hayot, become, it's a state of being verb, right? Hayo, haya, and then the T, begat. Gabor is great, and then on the earth, ba'eretz. And now for the final verse we're going to interpret or translate in Genesis 10 is verse 9. So let's go to that. Let me get the, okay, in the Hebrew first, hu haya gabor zayod, or zayid, lifne yodhe vavhe al kan. Oh my goodness. There we go. Ya'amar kinam rad gabor Zayid, Lifnei, Yod-He, Vav-He. I think you know why I did the, well, just in case, I'll go ahead and explain it anyway. He was a great hunter before the Lord, upon which it was said, like Nimrod, a great hunter before the Lord. Now, the he was, right, there's a state of being verb, or, well, he, that's he, this pronoun, was, haya, he was great hunter, construct chain, right? Doesn't see, this is one of those cases where it's hard to see the genitive value in this. I guess we could just look at it for now as just being a hunter or great of hunting. Here's this is the third time in 3 verses now. Preposition le, and then pene is in the face of, or in the presence of. Yod-He, Vav-He is the unspoken word of God. We usually, if we use it other than just announcing the letters in order, the Yod-He, Vav-He, we just simply could call it Adonai, upon which, probably the easiest way to translate that into English, it was said, and here's another preposition that attaches to the beginning of the word, get those a lot, as or like Nimrod, a great hunter before or in the presence of God. Now let's just real quick, the verbs then would be, here is a verb, right here's a verb, he, state of being verb, he was, let's see, which it is said, there's another one, speak or said, so I think those two, he was and it was said, or spoken of.